shoot. It was prepped. Yep. Earplugs, everything.
All right.
What are these people doing?
Seems like they're talking about what happened.
Now, as a law enforcement officer, is that something that concerns you?
Yes.
And why? Why does that concern you?
They could be, one person could be telling them what they saw and mess up what they have to say what they saw. So it could essentially coerce testimony, I guess. People would say the same thing because the other person said it, rather than saying their own opinion or own view of what they saw.
Okay.
Mr. Baldwin, who's the director on scene?
The guy that was shot at the shoulder.
The guy that was shot? Okay.
Where is he now? I think he's in the ambulance.
Do you guys have a production car? Or?
There's an AD. His name is Dave. I'm waiting for you right now.
Okay. I'm happy to stay right here and do everything that he's.
Well, my lieutenant just wants you to stay away from everybody and not to talk to nobody. So I was.
Wait right here.
We can wait right here and have everybody step back, or we can wait in the back of a patrol unit, but I prefer to not put you there, okay?
Alex, you want something? You want water or something now?
I want to find props to get a cigarette.
So, why did you let Mr. Baldwin sit there instead of putting him in some vehicle and separating him from the other witnesses?
Like I said, my unit was clear across being used as a post, and just because I didn't know what we had right there, came to maintain cooperation with people involved.
Well, it sounds like you gave him an option. You let him choose, is that right?
Yeah, he wanted to stay right there, and I figured if I could keep him there, I didn't see a big problem with it until later on when people were talking and whatnot.
And did you give Mr. Baldwin instructions about whether or not he could speak to people?
I did tell him to stop talking.
And did you give instructions to the other witnesses that were around?
I didn't tell them, but I told them he had to sit there and not talk to nobody.
Okay.
I got it. What do you got? You got medium? Marble medium? We'll take it.
Sure you don't want a cigar?
Hands are shaking. Very kind
Yes, sir.
Right, I'm right there.
The silver car is Alec's vehicle. If you want to put him in there.
Mr. Baldwin, is that your car?
Yeah.
We can wait in there.
You want me to stay here?
We can wait in your car if you want to.
I can't smoke in the car.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, we can wait. Hang out right here then.
Is Joe gone? They both gone?
Yeah. Well, they're still working on the female. If you haven't seen the helicopter take off, then they're not gone yet.
If you know Officer LaFleur, why hadn't the helicopter taken off yet?
I don't know exactly why, but my guess is they have to stabilize the patient before they can put him in the air.
In the air, okay. Why are you just standing there?
Just standing with Mr. Baldwin, allowing him to smoke a cigarette, making sure.
And why is it important for you to be standing there?
Essentially, he's detained, not free to leave, so I'm there with him.
So 3710 interrupt pedestrian. I would say myself
Luke's shirt right there, he took his radio off, but that's our first AD.
That one right there?
Talking to.
Guy with the white hair.
Down there,
In front of that sheriff's car with the gray hair, kind of, and the
Okay.
shirt.
Okay.
Thanks, Dave. Hey, I got an officer over here by now. The electric truck. Straight.
Why do you have these two gentlemen standing over there that we can see? What is there something important about them?
The guy in the gray I had him stand over there because he was inside the room when I had first got at the church, and the other guy in the brown apparently was in the church too. So I just wanted everybody who was in the church in one area so we could easily be found.
So you wanted everyone that was in the church in one area.
Yes, ma'am.
And are we looking at that area?
To the left of Baldwin is where majority of everybody was. Yes.
Okay. And those were the witnesses that were in the church?
From what I was told, yes.
Okay.
So, Mr. Baldwin, how many people were in the room when it happened?
I don't remember. It's a crew.
It's a crew?
He got some people, but a lot of it was outside that building. He'll tell you.
Okay.
He's the one that knows what was on staff. He's asking how many people were in the room at the time.
How's it going, sir? Deputy LaFleur. How many people were in the room at the time? Six?
7.
Officer LaFleur, who's this gentleman who's speaking now in the blue jean shirt?
From what I was told, he was one of the other directors.
6 or 7? I need a definite answer.
I don't know.
Okay. So I got one here, the two that were injured, that makes 3, and then these two gentlemen, 4, 5. So who would be the other 2?
Yeah, he's got Ross.
More than 6?
Supervisor, I keep track of the narrative and how many where. I can tell you who's in the room.
Okay.
Were you in the room?
I was at the door.
You were at the door? Can I get your ID?
Do you know whether or not the person in the jean shirt was inside the church and witnessed the incident?
I do not know.
Okay, why don't you come on over to the back of
Gabriel, you have a phone?
32 to 24. I have 380 for request.
Just really just yelling at everybody and screaming at the police. Go back to Georgia.
Well, he was inside when the sun was.
Does it appear to you that Mr. Baldwin is speaking to the other witnesses?
I think he was talking about who would know who's in the room.
Okay.
I can't really hear it. And then apparently the guy's son was working there as well.
Okay. Is this an ideal way to separate someone from witnesses?
After looking at it, probably not, but that's what happened.
Okay. Understood.
You're right at the door? Do you have an ID on you, sir? As of right now, her status is questionable. That's why we called the air light. Where were you at, sir?
I was right behind him.
Right behind him? Okay.
Yeah, I was right behind him right when it happened.
All right. So just have you guys hang out for me right here. We'll get someone to get your statement in just a second, okay?
And then they cleared the gun outside after his request, and I witnessed them clear it and saw the bullets.
Okay.
So only one was.
The one that was missing, the one that fired, we don't know, but all the other ones were proper.
They had loads.
Officer LaFleur, does it seem to you right now that they're talking about the incident?
It seems like they're talking about the gun that was used in the incident.
All right.
They were quarter load blanks.
Officer, do you know what this conversation is about that we're watching right here?
Something about a shake test. I don't know. Maybe the rounds, dummy rounds, maybe.
Okay.
I'm not too entirely sure.
Do you agree with me that, well, was Mr. Baldwin supposed to be talking about the incident?
No, ma'am.
Does he appear to be doing it anyway?
Yes, ma'am.
I could have seen we're rehearsing, you give me the empty gun. And we don't use any of the loads. That's hot until we're ready to shoot. So we put the earplugs in. You all right? I'm not all right. I'm worried about her. Yeah, well, me as well, but what's your situation? She's stable now, I think. Hit her in the arm. Hit her where both of them took it on the shoulder. Hers came out the other shoulder, which is why it's not good. His, the shoulder blade stopped it. So, shattered. There's basically a rotting. It's a blank. But because I think it was based on the sound of how much ringing I had, I think it was a half.
Officer, are they still talking about the incident?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a reason that you didn't stop them since you told them not to?
I think as time goes on, I tell them to stop.
A bit of water. And that's if the barrel.
Okay.
If the barrel is. So who knows what else is in the room? My other hand.
You were in the room?
Effects crew.
Okay. Get your ID, sir.
That's what I said. I think there was more than 6 or 7 guys. I think it was about 8.
You see this gentleman over here on the left?
Yes, ma'am.
Any reason to believe he was inside the room at the time?
I'm not sure at this point.
Okay.
Were you in the room too, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
Where did it hit him? He went like this.
He took it to the right shoulder. His right shoulder blade stopped it, but they're hearing stuff in his head.
And where did she? He went out to that.
Did they take him as he got? As soon as they were allowed to. So they'll stabilize both, and then once the sheriff says you're good to go, they'll let them go.
And she's going to you.
So she basically they're trying to stabilize her vital signs enough for the flight and administer any kind of narcotics or anything they need, blood thinners that may be. Then they'll load her up in the helicopter and they'll fly her there. I believe the other ambulance is on the other side, and he seems to be doing better than she was, so
Absolutely.
they might drive him in an ambulance.
I heard him wave off the other bird, so.
And where did it hit her? He went out to that.
Both of them took it in the shoulder.
When I was up with Joel, I didn't see nothing on him before they put me out.
He just went over.
Yeah,
I ran out.
I came back in the fuse and I was helping him and I didn't see nothing. I was asking if he was alright. He couldn't hear me.
You and him at the trauma hospital.
Still at St. Vincent's. They're both trauma ones. So.
Thanks for the information. I was curious.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll just put the ring on my wife.
Yeah, no problem.
I got more out.